one of the things that did jump out at me, and this is recent, but she writes, are the Commanders lucky or what? And yes, that's what you call it when your defense is staring down Pickett or Jake Hayner or Spencer Rattler or Will Levis, and not Hurts, Derek Carr, or any decent starting quarterback other than Levis. So what I'd say is they've been fortunate in some of these matchups that they haven't faced, the tougher quarterbacks. And this starts sometimes in the offseason. When I was talking about the Houston Texans turnaround and saying it was possible for Washington, one of the factors is when you are terrible, like they were last year at 4-13, you end up with a softer schedule. So schedule is part of the equation. And then injuries, it's always going to be part of the equation. I would lean towards good versus lucky. Have they been lucky? Yes. The Bears game, that's a lucky win. You won on a Hail Mary. Yeah. You run that play 10 times, you'd be lucky to hit it one time. All right? I said lucky to hit it once.
Lucky to hit it once, right. I'd say 1 out of 100.
It's like, but overall, I think we talked about this yesterday. You're talking about a top 10 defense.
Yeah.
All right, they don't have guys like TJ Watt on the defense or Myles Garrett. They don't have these top tier guys who are difference makers on defense. But Luvu's been excellent all season. The defense overall, number 10. They've brought in Marshawn Lattimore, whatever. He didn't have a great game on Sunday, but they have let's just call it a pretty good defense. Or even if you want to say an okay defense. And then on the other side of the ball, they've got Jaden Daniels.
Right.
And they appear to have good coaching. Dan Quinn's been good. I think we're impressed with Cliff Kingsbury. So if I had to vote like binary, are they lucky or good? I would say good. Do I think they're great? No. I don't put them in the elite teams. But look, they just knocked off the Eagles. People would say, well, Jalen Hurts wasn't there for the whole game.
He played 10 plays.
Yeah, Devontae Smith drop, whatever. They still put up 36 points against the number 1 defense in the league. I think you have to be pretty good to do that.
There are 3 plays this year that I look at and go, all right, that they've been really fortunate. One was the Malik Neighbors drop on 4th and 4 when the game is tied, 2 minutes to go. It's 4th and 4.
So the Giants could have won that game.
Giants, if Neighbors catches that ball, it's a first down, and they're going to drain the clock. And
remember, they don't have their kicker.
That's true.
Which they were lucky that they didn't have their kicker.
That's true. That's another reason they were lucky, right? I still like the chances of the Giants winning if Neighbors catches it. Number 2, the Hail Mary, you've already talked about that. And then number 3, I don't know if I'll go Hurts getting the concussion or Devontae Smith dropping the ball, but if Devontae catches that ball, the chances of them winning that game go up, tremendously. So there are 3 plays right there this year. But again, like you said, you got to take advantage of it. You could probably look at any team right now in the NFL and go, all right, well, they got lucky in that game. You could pick out 3 or 4 plays for any team. But they've been very fortunate playing a lot of the backups and these bad quarterbacks. They've only beaten, in my opinion, they've only beaten one good quarterback, and that's Joe Burrow. Everybody else they've either lost to or they've played backups. They beat backups. But I don't know. But they've taken advantage of it, too. I mean, they got 10 wins. After last year, you take it.
800-636-1067 is the number. Let's go to Rod in Landover. Rod, you're on with the Junks. Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Thank you. Yeah, I think they've been lucky. I mean, they've been lucky. They're good. I think they're solid. They're solid.
Right.
We've been lucky. But here's the thing. We're playing with a rookie quarterback with not that many weapons.
Right.
So even though we've beaten these teams that's backups, I mean, at the end of the day, we have a new coach. We have a rookie quarterback. Not that many stars on the field. We've had some injuries on the line, and Eckler and different guys that's been in and out of the lineup. Jaden Daniels was hurt for a few games. So I mean, everybody. Look, I'm not comparing us to Kansas City, but Kansas City been lucky this year.
Sure,
they should have at least 3 or 4 losses, maybe. But
right.
I think every team has luck. We've been fortunate. That we played against who we played, but at the end of the day, you got to win these games.
Yeah. I
agree.
And
they've had bad luck too. I mean, your kicker misses an extra point in the Cowboys game.
Yep.
It can go the other way.
Oh, and then the Pittsburgh game, the spot.
Yeah.
And then jumping off sides and yeah, I know. Like I said, you can look at any team and go through their roster and go, all right, well, they got lucky here, they're unlucky.
I think the word lucky can be triggering for some people.
Yeah.
It's kind of taking away your accomplishments for the season. But if I like, as a fan of the Ravens, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of the good fortune that some teams have.
Well, you got to
your
make
teams.
your luck. Like
that's also a part of it.
I said the Devontae Smith play, when it happened, it felt like this could be the biggest play of the game, because had he caught it, the Commanders don't get the ball back. But that's not a given that you win the game, because Jaden Daniels still had to drive them down the field and throw a touchdown pass. Let's go to Darnell, Hampton Roads. Darnell, what do you think?
Hey, good morning. How y'all fellas doing?
What's up, bro?
All right. Hey, I think it's a disrespect that anybody or any game or any franchise by saying they lucky. What does everybody think we are? Leprechauns? We eating a box of Lucky Charms every morning? No, we are good. It's a disrespect. You could not go in the locker room and ask any guy on any team, were you lucky that you won this game? They're going to disagree. Mm-hmm. Them guys work hard. These are pros. They have their imperfections by not catching the ball, but these are pros. They work hard on that football field. So I take the lucky thing, throw it in the garbage, because it's a disrespect.
Appreciate it, Darnell.
Thank you, Darnell. Merry Christmas.
You still have to make the plays after the drop, which they did. And Jalen Hurts going out, I would say you're fortunate. Maybe you call it a lucky break, but that's not a given that you win the game. Let's go to Josh in D.C. Josh, you're on with the Junkies. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Josh.
Hey. Yeah, so, I mean, you don't get lucky and get 10 wins by luck. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think they're dialing stuff in at the right time. You know what I mean? Like all the teams that we played, the heavy-hitting teams, we stayed in there. You know what I mean? We were competitive the whole time, and we got blown out, you know? So, hey, the Eagles, who they played for the last 20 years? We had nothing but bum quarterbacks for the last 20 years. You know what I mean? So the one of the Giants and the Eagles has always beaten us. But now, you know, the tables have turned. Like, look, the storm has lifted in D.C. Like, I'm 37, and then I've been dealing with the Patrick Ramseys, the Shane Matthews, all the bums, and I'm just happy to see this team win in the moments that he needs to win. Like, look at all the breathtaking wins that he has. You know, fourth quarter, 6 seconds, Hail Mary. Like, you can't even write stuff like this. A whole turnaround of the team, straight professionals from top to bottom. This is what happens when everything is firing on all cylinders. And when you win Super Bowls, you can't even name everybody on the team. This team is putting in the right work at the right time, and I think we're getting hot. And we just got to keep the heat rolling.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Josh.
I do kind of agree. At this point in the season, it's 15 games. They're 10-5.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're lucky in the Bears game to get a win, but it kind of balances itself out. You'll have some good luck in some games, some good calls. You'll have some bad luck in other games, bad calls. I always think it kind of evens itself out.
But if you're looking at just one play, a Hail Mary is extremely lucky.
No doubt about it.
So that's one win. So if you look at the schedule and go, all right, well, they should really be 9-6 right now, based on how unsuccessful the Hail Mary play is. But they got it done.
Let's go to our pal Dre in Manassas. Andre, Merry Christmas.
Hey guys, good morning. I gotta say, it's a pretty simple question, man. You don't luck, you win 10 games. I think I heard or read someplace where someone defined luck as when opportunity meets preparedness. And everybody. I remember after that Hail Mary, everyone was talking. All the analysts said the Commanders played it beautifully. They did exactly what they needed to do. So the opportunity presented themselves, and the team was prepared. So
great point.
I know some people call that as luck, but they were definitely prepared for that. And after 20, 25 years of just straight losing, again, as any franchise in the world should know, there's a difference between luck and being good. We should know that because we just haven't been good. So this team is a good team. And like you said, JP, they're not a great team yet. That comes next year, but they're a good team. Having said all of that, I know it's Christmas. You guys were talking about Netflix movies. Bishop, I know you and I are big fans of Linus.
Yep.
Netflix has the show Gangs of London. I'm telling you, man.
Gangs of London?
I've been
I'm going to check
telling
it
you guys for this 2 years, man.
Okay, Gangs of London. I think you have. You're right. I got to check that out.
Merry Christmas, Andre.
Thank you, Andre.
I think he brings up a great point about just the Hail Mary. The dichotomy of the two coaches, and Eberflus ultimately gets fired after that game, where Quinn said every play was important, including the pass before the Hail Mary where they got yardage.
Mm-hmm.
Because actually, if you think about the Hail Mary, it didn't even get into the end zone. It was to about the, 4-yard line.
It's a long throw. Yeah,
and got tipped back.
Right.
Well, if you don't have those 10 yards or however many yards it was before on the pass before,
You got no
you're
shot.
not in position
Right.
for that Hail Mary. And Eberflus was like, well, it was just about the Hail Mary.
Yeah, you're right.
I thought he was a clown when he said it at the time. Like, the other plays didn't matter.
Uh-huh.
I mean, yes, I get it. If you knock down the Hail Mary, it's irrelevant. But the other plays did matter. And he's right. You get yourself in position to get lucky.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt even this week. Were you fortunate that Jalen Hurts is out? Yeah.
Yeah.
But guess what? Louvu drilled him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't root for an injury, but now you're in a position where you're facing Kenny Pickett. Now you're in a position where your defense can shut down Saquon Barkley. It's not a given, but the defense did shut down Saquon Barkley pretty much for 3 quarters after that long run.
I won't use the word lucky. They've been fortunate in a lot of these games with certain instances and plays and injuries and stuff like that. But again, they also, if you look at the roster, they weren't expected to do this. No one thought Jaden Daniels would be this good. So they certainly are better than anybody expected. And to take advantage of those breaks, a lot of teams can't do that. And they've been able to do it.